the Ascension Chamber, it's been a labor of love, but it's also taken like basically everything, that I had in the way of wealth away from me. So the chamber creates this wonderful opportunity for people to bring their faith and to step inside the chamber and expect miracles, because they already may believe in light healing, they may already believe in sound healing, they may already believe in crystal healing, they believe in the power of the pyramid. So we're giving them an opportunity to step into a one place that is covering all of these different elements, and then people walk out and then they report these fantastic happenings. Some people report that they've been healed. Individuals will claim that they've met Jesus, or they've met angels, they've met loved ones. We hear these types of things, and it makes you wonder, well, what is the Ascension Chamber really doing? I don't know. Maybe it's magnifying the angelic realm to come in and actually work with individuals. Perhaps it's the plasma field. Perhaps it's the multi-wave oscillators that Likovsky invented. I have no idea, but we hear so many constant things. People have brought in their intentions, and we know that individuals that clamor to try to participate in some kind of medical study, right? If they're ailing, they're looking for an opportunity for some kind of healing, and most people aren't in a position to go, participate in the next great wonder drug type therapy, because it's oftentimes taking place at universities. But we know that individuals that do get to participate in those types of clinical trials, a lot of times they're given a sugar pill and they still get better. What does that tell you? It tells you that individuals that just set the intent, that then have something to believe in, they end up healing themselves, because the mind is that powerful. So if people already have that expectation going into it, they're going to have good results, because look what happens when people participate in clinical trials. The placebo effect works. So when you come into the Ascension Chamber, what is really cool is that we are giving people an opportunity to step into hope and to bring their intention and hope and step inside and ask God, to work with them to, bring about whatever kind of healing that they're working for and, they're looking for. And you know what? Some people have actually healed, and they report that, hey, props to the Ascension Chamber. That's fantastic. But you know what? The body healed itself. These people healed themselves. And maybe, just maybe, the Ascension Chamber provided, the necessary catalyst for people to bring their hope to say, I believe that this chamber, has all of these different elements and can help me.
Super excited. We're going to the Ascension Chamber. I'm bringing my crystals with me. They have crystals from Africa there. I want to charge them up. Full moon's out, storming outside, and the frequencies is high, and I'm ready to tell you guys about this experience.
4 new appointments.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they scheduled for?
One of them is on the 2nd, and then...
How did they hear about us?
Oh, in February. One of them is, oh my goodness, the first person who bought a membership.
We were hiking with some friends, and they mentioned the Ascension Chamber, and immediately we're sold.
That one. And then a new one.
Okay, great.
From the group that you talked at.
Right.
On Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. Zoom.
Very cool.
For me, I didn't have zero expectations coming here. I was completely open and to whatever this experience was supposed to bring to me. So
I absolutely would recommend this to friends and family. The thing is that for people that are skeptical or people that are shut down or closed off, they're not going to be able to come here and experience the true value of this.
I had a spiritual awakening. And during that awakening, I was, in contact with, what I believe to be my guidance, higher self, if you will. And I was instructed to leave my career. And I was given the belief that I was going to be opening up healing centers at some point. And I began traveling, and I began traveling a lot around the world. And I visited a whole lot of different spiritual places and sacred sites. So I've been to Peru, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Iceland, I've been to Thailand, I've been to throughout Indonesia. I've been to Bali. I've taken training, in shamanism. Spirit had me do all of these, kind of strange things and visit all of these, places that were never on my bucket list, before my spiritual awakening. But I was a good student, and I believed that wherever I was led, I was supposed to be, and it would lead to something. And after a couple of years of traveling the world and visiting these different places, and visiting healing center after healing center, and participating in so many ceremonies and initiations and healing sessions, I began to develop this apparent ability to communicate with an intelligence that I knew was coming from outside of myself. And this intelligence, wanted me to believe that I could build this Ascension Chamber, and I was given instructions on how to build it. And it was my understanding that it was a gift for humanity that was coming through me, for humanity, and not from me. And I was basically just the humble, representative to try to bring this information through. And that intelligence that I believed I was communicating with, and I do believe I communicate with, identified itself as Nikola Tesla.
I met Shad through Maria at Earth Spirit Center, and he came in with his dark sunglasses. And one day, Maria, out of the blue, got a call, so we showed up at his house. And we pulled up to his house, his garage door, and he had this dome inside his garage with Tesla coils and electricity firing up in the air. And he's like, "Come see my new project." So we were like, "What?" And this was in a golf community HOA, and it was around Halloween, luckily, so the neighbors didn't complain. But when the electrified Tesla coils fired up, the neighbors' garage doors wouldn't work, or sometimes they would open on their own and everything.
Is kind of a mad science experiment, right?
Right.
This isn't common technology that's promoted out there.
Initially, it was just curiosity, pure curiosity to see what he was doing and what he was building. It's really remarkable what this Ascension Chamber has done for so many different people.
I had been bedridden for about 4 years. I had gone through 19 surgeries. 4 of those were all on my neck. And then when I came here, my physical healing, the pain that I was going through was probably still at a 7-8. And after this, it brought it down to a 3-4.
I felt a lot of releasing just going out of my body. I felt a lot letting go that maybe I've been hanging on to.
I feel very clear, very relaxed.
So when I came here, I was like this. And I didn't drive, I did nothing. And then after the one session I did do here, I was able to move my body so much better. All that hard fusion and stiffness was gone. I started driving again. It really did help me to get my life back.
Almost electric jolts coming through my hand, I broke my hand back in the day, and I was feeling my pinky going through, it was almost putting some healing through there. And
it's almost like a bath, a spiritual bath, you know what I'm saying? Of nothing but light and energy, and ooh-wee.
So I was on an extreme high dosage of pain medicine, and I'm not on any pain medicine now.
What my neurologist says, I suffered from PTSD from Afghanistan, or being a cop in Chicago or wherever.
Right.
That's what they say a lot of my anxiety comes from.
Sure.
I take medication that'll keep my nerves down and all that. But
right.
Yeah, I'm looking for a better, peaceful type treatment to get myself grounded.
Just being open to it, being open to the experience, and it's delightful. It's fascinating. It's words can't describe it in moments and times, and if that's the best way I can say, it's a majestic experience.
Went to other places for a while, and it was amazing. It was incredibly relaxing, and I feel fantastic. I just feel amazing.
I would say I went through so many different levels where I felt like I was connecting with source energy, And then I felt like I was very present here, strongly, and then dispersed everywhere as energy. So I just felt like one with everything. I started trying to like soul search in that moment where I was everywhere and everything and find the answers to my deepest questions. And in that, I found that like a lot of what I'm manifesting and what's happening for me in my life is a result of how I react to things.
It's really about who you meditate on when you get in there as to what kind of spiritual experience you're going to have. So I took it as an opportunity to get real quiet with the Lord and have all the energies, the Tesla rods, the binaural beats, everything that I know from medicine really makes a difference, and it works and it helps you to be harmonious. This was altogether a godly experience.
My name is G. Oakley, and I was the part of the production team that went down to film for the Ascension Chamber. My experience was all healing. It was physical healing. I figured when in Rome, try it out, so after we captured everything, I volunteered to go into the chamber and, get a session. But what I noticed automatically, well, not automatically, it took the day after, that my shoulder, I've had a nagging shoulder injury for like 2 years and haven't gone to the hospital for it, haven't done anything other than maybe a massage. And so some nights, if I sleep on the right angle, the next morning, I don't feel any pain or it's not as intense. But it's never happened 2-3 nights in a row. So it was actually, after 2 or 3 nights consecutively, I was like, I think the chamber, because there's nothing else I did. There was nothing else. I wasn't wearing anything. I didn't take a medicine. There was nothing else that made my shoulder feel better other than what I can equate to is it was the chamber.
So I just so enjoy coming. And every time I come, again, it's always a little different, but still the same things I felt, I always feel. But the connections are a little different, and the feeling is a little different, and what I intend to need are always different, always changing. So that's why I come every 2-3 weeks, and it's very, very helpful. Everybody's different to what they need in life, but I've never experienced anything like this before. And it really just helps ground and make me a better person and happier with myself. So I just love Chad.
I felt like I was at the ocean. I could feel my feet grounded in the sand. I could hear the wave. It's like the ocean was speaking to me. It was amazing.
It's really remarkable what this Ascension Chamber has done for so many different people. And so that's when I became a believer.
I haven't done it alone. I've had an awful lot of help. Some of it angelic help off-world, some angels right here. Maria has been with us from the very beginning. She is our in-house Reiki master. Her husband Peter is our engineer. He is the one that designed the granite stage that the chamber sits upon. He hand-built the custom subwoofer, as well as all of the speakers on the interior. He designed and built the vibrating waterbed, utilizing the vibrational plates in 2 separate chambers. Mike has been working on this project from the very beginning. He helped me build the chamber from ground up, and he has done all sorts of electrical work for us, making everything function, repairing oscillators, repairing Tesla coils. Dante and Will were here in the beginning and were tremendous blessings, helping us get everything up off of the ground. Mark Serto served as the sound engineer for 13 years at the Monroe Institute. Mark worked directly with Bob Monroe, helping to develop the technology and programs still used at the Institute today. Mark collaborated with us and created the unique sound bath exclusively for the chamber. The sound bath that Mark created is completely immersive, and when it is combined with the binaural beats and chair vibrations, it creates an experience unlike any other. So I've had an awful lot of help, some of it earthbound angels and some angels from above.
With you, I just want to laugh. Imagine the anxiety coming and washing away. Yeah. And then bringing in that rock medicine, that mountain medicine, and that'll bring you back.
And then one day he got spiritual. He comes to me and he says, hey, I want to build this dome. I mean, I didn't even know what a geodesic dome was. I guess he had a picture of it.
My role, I have an easy part. My role is to just love him, love this project, love this awakening of so many beautiful souls. And how can I not join the team?
So we followed the directions. We never ran into a ditch, had to back up and undo something we did, and we never were stalled for lack of the next instruction. So by the time it was over with, I give credence to his spirit guides, because, you know, they basically walked us through this project with, you know, no delays and no cost overruns. So, I believe it. I sure do.
My name is Pete. Some people call me Peter.
Yeah, Peter hand-built the subwoofer behind the chamber.
And the speakers inside.
He hand-built all the speakers in the interior of the dome.
I work here part-time or something. I'm a kind of an on-call technical guy when things go haywire. Or Chad pushes the wrong button.
He set up the entire system, ran all the wires.
Hopefully Chad will be recognized for the giving heart that he is, because he is a giving person.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
I'm Chad. Hello.
Hi. Jason.
Nice to meet you. I'm Chad. Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. I'm Chad.
Chris.
Nice to meet you.
I can't listen.
What's going on, brother?
Chad, my brother.
Hey, man.
When I first got here, came in the door, I was greeted, and I was like, he let me go ahead and, you know, look around before, you know, going into the chamber. I got to actually experience just looking and seeing what was above me, what was walking all through here, and I was just really taken back. And once I went in the chamber, he explained and told me all about, you know, where those came from and things of that nature. And I felt really comfortable getting that knowledge first. I thought it was more so going to be like, you know, that's you do that and this is what you're going to do. Maybe even read a description, but it was not like that at all. Everything was explained in depth, and I understood a lot more about what these things are that I'm seeing, because he actually explained them to me.
I just came out of the dome. I feel laser focus. I feel calm.
My experience definitely is unexplainable to the most degree.
I feel like I was drawn into the zone rather than me having to amplify so much energy to try to focus. It was like holding me into the focus. As an experienced meditator, I feel like, you know, meditating at home it takes 45 minutes to feel how I felt in there after 5 minutes.
It's very difficult. People work at this at home to get into the space that you're in here, and this warp speeds you into it. I really feel.
I thought I've already known how to do that. I thought I've already felt those feelings before in the meditation, but it definitely was nothing compared to being in the frequencies.
People want to light the stage, talk about things, but, you know, behind the scenes, what are you really doing? What are you really, you know, what type of example are you really setting outside of just talking, you know? Are you really walking, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to the Ascension Chamber, I think what people should keep in mind is, I know this generation is very mindful and very knowledgeable of, you know, I know that, you know, they talk about, you know, chakras and getting their, you know, alignment, their spiritual alignment, and sage, they tweet about it or they make a Facebook post about it. But when it comes to actually doing it, instead of just meditating or doing yoga and things that you can do in the comfort of your home, this is the action. And the Ascension Chamber in Phoenix, Arizona, that's the action.
After having some really, really successful experiences meditating, I developed an ability to communicate with what I would call angels or guides. I was completely baffled in meditation when the intelligence I was communicating with identified itself as Nikola Tesla. After selling my
a restoration company in 2014, I had more time to devote to exploring consciousness. There hasn't been a shortage of individuals that claim that their health has been restored after visiting the Ascension Chamber. In the last couple of years, as we've done the proof of concept, it has been nothing less than amazing. And the testimonies that we hear of how people's lives have been changed, it's pretty profound. The Ascension Chamber heals on many levels. We've had individuals claim that cancer is completely gone and in remission after using the chamber. We've had individuals send us copies of their blood work showing that their organs are functioning at normal conditions. If the chamber has that kind of potential, I'd like to see it everywhere. The body has the ability to heal just from the mind. We can create a healing center that's duplicated, around the world, where people can come and they can heal themselves completely. Welcome to the Ascension Chamber. Come on inside. This is the chamber.
In a short way that I can explain it, it's energy-enhanced meditation. It's a center full of healing modalities like Tesla technology, multi-wave oscillators, vibration and frequency through water beds, in order to allow people to relax at a deeper state and to elevate their consciousness with the help of technology. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Kind of cool, right? What? So there's a really famous picture of Nikola Tesla, and he's holding a light bulb, and it's illuminated. So if you see that picture in the future, you can say, I've done that. I've sat in a chair with a light bulb.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh my god.
What? So what's interesting is that you're not really feeling anything, but there is a tremendous amount of energy moving between the rings to light up that light bulb.
Incredible.
The Ascension Chamber is an experience. And for some people, it's a prayer experience. Some people would call it a meditative experience. We call it energy-enhanced meditation. Inside the Ascension Chamber, you're sitting on a chair that's actually a bed of crystals. Surrounding the chair, we have multi-wave oscillators that were created by a colleague of Nikola Tesla. His name was Georgios Lukovsky. Lukovsky believed the multi-wave oscillator was a solution to revitalize the cells by introducing energy. He believed that by exposing the biological cells of the body to the same frequency that they operated at, the body would increase the cell's amplitude. And he believed that at high amplitude, the cell was very, very disease resistant. The concentric rings are actually powered by and excited by high voltage coming from Tesla coils. And what the multi-wave oscillator does is it produces a huge field of information, a huge field of frequencies that Lukovsky believed matched the frequencies of the human body. And he therefore felt that through sympathetic resonance, every cell in the body would, hear its own frequency, and it would increase the amplitude of that cell, bringing the body back into balance. When we throw high voltage on from the Tesla coil to the carousel and noble gases, it creates a plasma field. Above the chair, we've got the entire spectrochrome color system using the exact color frequencies that Dinshaw used in his life's work. And these are the 12 specific color frequencies that he advocated for being most harmonious to bring the body back into balance. We've created a very unique sound bath using esoteric beats and tones that are known to bring the body back into balance and remove energy blocks, etc. So it's a light bath, it's a sound bath, it's a frequency field that puts the body into a very, very deep, relaxed place of being. And we're manipulating the brain waves with these binaural beats to help put people into very deep, relaxed states so they're in a state of receiving, because that's when the body heals, is when the body is resting. And, of course, the geodesic dome is placed directly underneath a pyramid built of Douglas fir to help amplify all of the energy inside the chamber.
Like, my body just feels so relaxed, but yet so supercharged right now. And I'm just, it's exciting. And other times just feeling the energies move around my body, up my spine, third eye. There was a lot going on there. Just this inner vibration, like a tingling sensation. Like my hands and then my dantian, where that crystal was at that you said there, were just like on fire. So it was really cool. Really, really cool. I'm a little blissed out right now.
Also, as a Christian, I was very leery, wondering if, I was going to be zoomed into the New Age all of a sudden. But I gave it a try, and I'm so glad I did. I realized that this is actually energy-enhanced meditation. I was more relaxed all over than any time I've ever been in my life. I know energy matters. All we are is energy. I believe in frequencies. I believe in the healing power of frequencies and vibration. So this sold me on every level. The Christian aspect, the science aspect, and I had a totally life-changing experience I would have hated to have missed.
I definitely felt a presence that somebody was there. I had really heavy breathing, and as soon as the angels came in, then I went, I don't know what happened to my breath, everything just went normal.
I was surrounded by ancestors that were just putting the energy up. I started seeing fairies, and then I started seeing this Black Panther just around walking, and it was, the panther was my protection. If you have experienced plant medicine or are afraid to experience plant medicine, this is a safe way to have that experience without actually taking medicine, and it creates the same atmosphere.
Visits here that I definitely felt the sensation that somebody, an angel, was holding my hand. Yes, and then at different times, you can just suddenly start crying and not know why, but something has resolved and taken place. Very moving.
Spiritually, did you feel connected to your soul or higher self or angels? Or
Yes, everything. I've been calling for a while and I felt them.
Nice. Were you wrapped in their wings?
Yes. I felt them. There was air flowing down on me, but only to my heart.
Any experience like this?
Nothing.
And initially, always, my hands, which are the most sensitive part of my body for energy, they start pulsating with the room and the energy in there. And then I noticed my first session that from my feet up, there was a slow progression of tingling and healing that went from my feet to my legs to my body to my entire body. The first time I was so pumped with energy, I was lit up. I left here so energized. The second one, I thought, the same thing's going to happen, and it didn't. I was so calm and at peace and relaxed, and it was just awesome. That's where I am today. Initially pumped, but now very just quietly at peace. And it's like you rebalance the energy where you need to be. And I felt that it helped me the most. That's what helps me the most. And it just puts your thinking in a sense of peace. And so you have that. There's so much chaos and things going on out in the world. And this is you with the angels and all of spirit out there. That's so wonderful to replace you where you need to be. And you definitely have that sense. The angels and all the healers are there with you in the chamber, helping you heal. I feel that. And it's a great comfort to me.
When I first went up to where the water was, I just saw water pouring over me, and I heard that you're washed clean. And then I came down into Ascension Chamber, and Jesus came in. I saw his hand go right through into my heart.
So when people say things like they've met Jesus, angelic visits, experiences of the divine in their connection, we're talking about a phenomenology, a phenomenon of experience. What they mean, are they real, quote unquote, are questions for all sorts of debate.
And realizing like we're all one, we're all a part of it all, and energy is real, you know, spirituality is real. You know, we have the power to control a lot of that, and it's just figuring out how. That's my thought.
What happened was when we got it all together and we started testing it out, some of the first people that came in, I was telling her a story about a friend of mine who came in and she had chronic pain. And after 1.5 sessions, he got up in the middle of the session and walked out. We didn't know what was wrong. And we talked to her like 2 weeks later, she came back in, and the chronic pain that she had suffered since a child was absolutely cleared up, like 100% gone. I call it an intention amplifier, where you know all this plasma gas and this energy, plasma energy that exists there, energy flows where intent goes. So when you have a powerful, focused intent, and you're in there and bathed in that plasma energy, you can feel it going to work on your body. I was convinced that what he was doing was absolutely groundbreaking.
There was different frequencies going on in there, and you could kind of feel things shift, and with the music and the sound that everything was going on in there, plus however you had those coils programmed, it just moved in different waves throughout the whole experience. It's really it's amazing. Can't say enough about it.
It was just really profound and beautiful.
This session today was particularly powerful in terms of me leaving my body. I really did have an out-of-body experience that was palpable. I feel like this newborn cherub.
It's like someone kind of like went through you know what I'm saying? It was like a light. I kept seeing a white light, and it kept going through, you know, like all the way through.
I felt really relaxed and peaceful, and it felt like I could feel like angels like massaging me and like taking all the negative energy out of my back. And I could also feel like I could feel them like turning the chair and like going like they were taking me somewhere like to relax even more.
Right when the music started, I was seeing some sacred geometric shapes come in and getting visions, and it was beautiful and just empowering too.
Achieve a level of consciousness that I never achieved before in meditation.
I was setting some intentions to really become one with every single cell in my body, so I was like really feeling in touch with each cell and feeling empowered. And after, when it was feeling like energized, like afterwards I could just go climb a mountain, or like my hands feel strong.
It felt like someone was massaging my head in the back.
I was to explain it.
But you felt like there was spirit was communicating with
yes.
you.
Yes, I could hear what they were telling me.
I think I was in like the galactic space. I don't know where I was at for a second, you know? But it was peaceful. I was dancing.
I feel like I can go in there and release in my own way.
I was able to relax so deeply in my physical body that I no longer felt it at all.
Vibrations from head to toe. Tingling. I felt everything.
Oh yeah. It's an amazing experience. I felt really energized all throughout my body.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I haven't felt that good in a long time, so That's another thing I wanted to just say for the record.
I just felt all of this love, and then it was like I was being lifted up. I felt like I was actually rising.
Certain parts I was in a safari, certain parts I was in my own sacred space that I created. Certain parts I saw, like, I saw my ancestors. I had like conversation and sit down with them.
I always feel better when I leave, so that's a good thing.
It was light, all light.
I would highly recommend it for anyone who's interested in either personal healing or expanding consciousness in some way. I think that it has benefits in both of those areas. So thank you.
Spiritually, emotionally, physically, you're getting all three of those, like, while you're in that chamber.
You just came out. How you feeling right now?
Amazing. I feel overjoyed. I feel energetic, even though it's the end of the day. I feel like I'm ready to embrace the new me, like I had to let go of part of the old me or some energy that I was holding, which it like freed me of. And I just feel like I woke up and like it's a new me, like I'm ready to take on everything, but minus all the fears I was like holding on to.
It's not like a medical device. That wasn't the intention. It's not the intention. But if people feel better when they come out, they feel better. Can't argue with that. They say that's the way it is, then that's the way it is, at least, to them.
I have like bulging discs and stenosis, arthritis and stuff going on with my low back. I was sitting there, I could feel the pressure, but then by the end of it, like I don't feel, like right now, I feel great. I feel great. I have no complaints whatsoever. This is like amazing.
My friend Kenny came by, he had helped us move. He had neuropathy in his feet, pins and needles all the time, like, they always hurt. And he did a session in the dome. When he came out, he was stamping his feet, saying that, they feel great, no pins and needles, and it's been, first time in a long time. So that was good.
For every time I go in there, it could be a different experience of how I release or how I regain, center myself and regain focus and dissipate all that like anxiety and just get that clarity.
All of these angels and archangels, ascended masters, the entire place was full.
Absolutely, there's some presence in there. There's a presence that you can feel.
Instantly, my feet were being washed.
Was it an emotional experience for you?
Very emotional. Very emotional.
What are you feeling right now?
Happiness.
They put a robe on me, and then they handed me a staff, but it was white. It was like they were preparing me for something.
There was a Native American that was a part of it. And I've never dreamt or seen a Native American, with my eyes closed like that before. A Native American was a part of whatever was going on.
I was just being wrapped up in this white sheet of light.
It's amazing, very energetic, just the pulse, the vibration, the frequency, total healing, really good.
I'm just excited. Like, I would definitely do it again and again and again. So make sure that you come. It's a great way to release.
Oh, all of these white roses were put all over me. Like, wow. Thousands of them. I was just surrounded with white roses. It was just really beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you.
I would recommend this to everyone.
I highly recommend this place.
Come on in, I'll show you the interior. Ooh, fun stuff. Basically, the chair reclines. Mm-hmm. So we won't recline it all the way right now, but it's going to recline it, so you'll be in a zero gravity position.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then if you see surrounding the chair, we've got these concentric rings. This is called a multi-wave oscillator, and it was an invention of a colleague of Nikola Tesla, and his name was George Lakhovsky. And what we're doing is we're taking these concentric rings, but we're exciting them with high voltage. There's Tesla coils underneath the chair. So what happens is when we excite these rings with high voltage, it creates this huge electromagnetic frequency field that Lakosky believed put out frequencies that matched the biological cells frequencies of the human body. So he believed that by introducing the body to these frequencies, that all of the cells in the human body would catch their own frequency, and it would increase the amplitude, allowing the body to come back into balance, and the body would naturally just heal itself. In the chamber, you're sitting between these rings that are putting out this huge electromagnetic frequency field. But what we find is it also puts people into a deep, deep relaxed state. It'll just super relax your body. Surrounding the chair, we've got these Tesla coils, and the coils themselves, at the top, we have the carousel of noble gases. And what happens when we excite the noble gases with the high voltage of the Tesla coil, it creates a plasma field. And so while you're in the chair, in the Ascension Chamber, you are completely immersed in this plasma field, and your body's just being fed all the wonderful frequencies and energy associated with that. Now, what's interesting is that just in the last few years, there's all these studies where they're taking crop seeds and plant seeds prior to planting them, and they expose them to a plasma field. Well, these seeds are actually basically disease resistant, and they are growing into bigger, faster, stronger plants with higher crop production. In the chamber, we don't just throw seeds in there prior to planting. We put the whole human body into this, beautiful plasma field. So you're getting, all of that plasma. So we're taking all these different modalities. You'll see that there's speakers hanging above you. There's speakers, surrounding you. So it's like it's an ultimate 3D sound bath. We're using beats, sounds, and frequencies that are, esoterically described as breaking up energy blocks and helping the energy move through the body. A lot of people will come out of here and they'll describe having these amazing experiences, Wow. But we're purposely using frequencies that are already known to help put you into a deep altered state, or state of meditation. Wow. So the chair itself, I'll sit you back up, is sitting directly under this lamp. Mm-hmm. And this lamp above you, so it's not only a sound bath, but it's also a light bath. And we've got all these crazy color slides. Yeah. But these are the actual 12 frequencies that Denshai used in his life's work, trying to promote healing with light frequencies. Mm-hmm. And he called those colors, these were the spectrochrome colors. And he believed that these were the most important frequencies to bring the body back into balance. So when you're in the chair, you'll have the music going, you've got the oscillators running, you've got the Tesla coils firing, you're listening to the binaural beats, you drop into this deep state of relaxation, and it's an information field. Your body is just being actually fed frequencies and information to bring it back into balance.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was way better than I expected it to be. Usually I create my own sacred space before I meditate, but it was awesome to come somewhere that's already designed for it. And it just allowed me to get into my higher self much faster.
I ended the session feeling absolutely joyful.
I felt then like I was kind of like ascended almost. Like it just felt really big and powerful, and I felt all the vibration.
These types of experiences are not really unusual to me. I believe they're transformative in many ways. I know that they are.
So we'll ask you to write down your intentions and then give permission for your own angels and guides, or God, Jesus, whatever you feel that resonates in your own heart. Call upon that and ask them and give them permission to come in and absolutely work on you and help bring you back into balance and amplify the healing. Okay. And so when we go out of here, I'll ask you to write down some intentions. And I'll have you just sign the intentions and put your birth date on it. And then you're going to carry those intentions over to this corner. And then we'll get you grounded, and we'll do the walk upstairs. And really, really try to connect spiritually, with your higher self, your soul, and then we'll get into the chair and we'll go for a ride. And we'll see if you have a good experience. Sound fun?
That sounds awesome.
All right.
Cool. All right. Let's do it.
chair itself is a bed of crystals. We've taken all this heavy backing out and layered it from top to bottom with raw colored tourmaline crystals combined with magnetic sand to really amplify all the frequencies. So let me adjust this pillow. Blast off. See you in 35.
Okay.
Ready for launch.
Just all this positive energy that was pouring through me. But I feel extremely motivated right now. I sat in there and I'm like, man, when I walk out, I'm going to write notes down when I get to my truck. Everything I was thinking about in there so I can get captured on my paper and then prioritize it.
Then it felt like I was coming back down to earth, and like my body was twitching, my muscles, everything was like defragging, like it was coming back, but doing it in a different order to be more efficient in a weird way. It's hard to describe. I started feeling like grounded, and it was really intense and almost uncomfortable to like come back to earth and be back in my body and present and have to understand like I'm not free and everywhere anymore. It's like a confined space being in these bodies. At the end of it, I felt really overcome with happiness, and it was an amazing experience. I really recommend everybody try it.
The question, how did I get here? Man, I ask that damn question all the time. When I was told that I would be, opening up healing centers and I needed to take these certain steps and, I was going to be, helping to make a difference in the world, it was really easy for me to say, I will chase this for a little while. Because at the time, I had successful businesses in both Dallas and Denver. I had, quite a bit of money in the bank. I lived in a 5,200 square foot house. I had assets, and I was absolutely like, I'll chase this rabbit hole. If I volunteered for this, I'll go ahead and I'll do it. And I felt very comfortable and confident at that time because I had the finances, to assist me in pursuing whatever it is that I allegedly was, believing, from guidance, I was, being asked to do, to pursue this path for humanity. So I was like, yeah, sure, I can handle that. Well, that was like over 5 years ago. And during those 5 years, Spirit has, had me do all of these travels and invest, hundreds of thousands of dollars in investigating this technology, right? And, it got to a point where, I'm selling off my land, I'm selling off my real estate, I'm selling my business in order to continue to finance, this project. And so now I look back and it's 5 years later and it is freaking scary. And I don't know whether it's, a lesson in faith, because in the beginning it was really easy to accept the possibility of pursuing it, because I said, you know what, I can afford to do it. I've got the assets, I can pursue it. And through the years, those assets have been taken, and it's taken hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to where I'm at, and over $1 million to get where I'm at, and it's left me with very little in the way of security. But I continue to do it because what choice do I have? If you actually have a experience that is beyond mind-blowing and to you would make Moses jealous, and then you're asked to follow guidance and do this thing, I don't think that you have a choice in the matter. I think that you have to do it. We are super excited about our additional project. The next project that we're working on is an out-of-body experience. So we've constructed a second chamber, and it's also a geodesic dome. Inside that dome, we've got a water bed with vibrational plates where we're sending frequencies through the water to vibrate and stimulate the energy body. We truly think we're going to be able to create an out-of-body experience. Check it out.
This is so awesome. It's so warm and like so cold too.
Good vibrations. Come to the Ascension Chamber, man. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and telling the truth.
was able to get into a vibrational state within 5 to 6 minutes on this bed with the vibrations on it. To me, it is profoundly amazing.
I am Marilyn Hughes, author of 104 plus books on out-of-body travel and founder of the Out-of-Body Travel Foundation.
You're replicating the experience very authentically. You know, amazing job, guys. Really good. You know, big thumbs up.
This dome here, it's built on a track. It runs around on a piece of PVC pipe as a track and skateboard wheels. And I made a drive system for it so we can use a remote control to start it and stop it, control the direction, and control the speed. But at any rate, I figured it out, put it all together, and it works. So we're happy about that. Mark Serto's got his tunes, his binaural beats, and frequencies going in to excite the water in the bed. And with the spinning dome, maybe we get some out-of-body experiences. I'm looking forward to it.
The out-of-body experience is something that I got involved in many years ago with my work at the Monroe Institute. One day, Chad asked me if I had any ideas for the second dome. And I said to him, you know, I'm still very curious as to whether or not, A, we can invoke out-of-body experiences, and B, whether or not they can be objectively observed in a clinical type of setting. Would you be interested in that? He said, I love it. So that's how the second dome came to be. The question of what an out-of-body experience actually is also taken into consideration with the work that we're doing here. There is a major difference, in my opinion, between having an actual out-of-body experience, doing something called astral projecting, or having a lucid dreaming experience. All of those, in my opinion, are three very discrete experiences. A lot of people who have out-of-body experiences tend to think of it as such because they're flying, they're involved in angelic visits, they are, you know, just doing things that are not necessarily attributed to the physical world. That could be a dream. Could also be what's known as fantasy or active imagination. And it could also be known as fall under the heading of astral projection, meaning projecting something into this realm referred to as the astrals. An out-of-body experience, especially from a clinical standpoint, is a very different thing. It may have the hallmarks of a dream, meaning that you end up in very unusual places, talking with very unusual entities. But to be able to achieve it clinically means that you need to be able to put your body to sleep, keep your consciousness aware, and put your projected consciousness to a place that is still within the physical realm, in this case, a clinic. So the target of the dome here is to teach people how to have these experiences and stay within the physical realm. So what we're going to be doing in our testing is to set up a series of numbers. And when the participant comes into the dome, they'll have already been trained in the ability to reach the hypnagogic state. Within the dome itself, there'll be a bed that is very targeted towards stimulating physical vibrations. The same way that monks vibrate their energy and physical body through chanting Om or some other chant. Once that occurs, they'll be going into the hypnagogic state. Their field of energy will then be activated and their consciousness will be sent into the hypnagogic state. While remaining aware, they'll then be targeted or focused to take their consciousness and move it into that vibrating field that has begun. There is also electromagnetic frequencies that we'll be using to help direct the focus of that, and visualization techniques that are designed to sharpen the focus of the intention of the individual so they don't fall asleep. If they come out of their bodies, which is the hope, their consciousness leaves their body, stays in the clinical environment, and goes to a series of numbers which are way out of the purview of their physical sensory input, and can read those numbers and come back and report what those numbers are. That would be something. How can the world benefit from this type of clinical research? Most people want to know that they survive physical death. A lot of religions are set up as a result of that. Spiritual beliefs, spiritual enlightenment, the quest for spiritual enlightenment has a lot to do with that fear of physical death, or the lack of knowledge about what happens after we die. If you have an out-of-body experience, and it's clinically confirmed that you had an out-of-body experience, you have to begin to ask the question, what was I during that experience? I wasn't present in my body. My physical life is no longer the sole point of reference one might have for life itself. Life becomes larger.
It was good. I learned a few things along the way. We got ourselves a Ascension Chamber. Who knew?
What? Oh my god.
What?
Listen. Let me explain something. Get in that seat, bro. I ain't even sitting that joint for 10 minutes. I had back pain. When I got up, listen, that was 2 days ago. I still ain't got no back pain.
I felt very whole and light. My intentions were to feel more balanced, whole and light, and I definitely felt very light. I was able to get in that middle state where you're not feeling any physical pain. I also went through my chakras and I feel more balanced. So my intentions were set and they were executed. They manifested in the experience.
How'd you even do it?
You know how I did it.
How'd you do it?
I did it because I was crazy enough to believe that I was supposed to do it. I was channeling the information, bringing it in from what I believe to be a higher intelligence. Something was communicating with me, giving me the blueprint and the design of how to put it together. And I actually believed that it was my job to bring it into creation. And I could be crazy.